Hey there, my friend. I am creating this video because it's the fastest way I know to share with you, invite you into an opportunity that you and I, or many of us, have to really make a difference in the world in a large or small way in the days or weeks ahead. It's also the best way I think I can convey my heart as I share this with you. So grab a cup of tea if you want, or just sit here and listen with your heart as well. So in the work that I do, it's always a conversation about scarcity and abundance. The women I work with, my own life journey has been one of a lot of scarcity, especially when it comes to money. Now I understand that I have lived most of my life. The world we live in has been created, built upon a premise of scarcity, what I call an archetype of scarcity. And in that archetype of scarcity, abundance is seen as more. Lots, plenty. Of course, scarcity is not enough. Abundance is more, especially when it comes to money. And we think that money, having more money, is going to increase the quality of our lives, our satisfaction in life, the sense of accomplishment, living a good life. This is the typical American dream. And I firmly believe that, to a degree, more money does give us opportunities to improve the quality of our lives. But one of the beliefs that keeps us in scarcity, not experiencing the original flow of abundance that we're meant to experience in our lives, what I call the archetype of abundance, not participating in the abundance, not experiencing the abundance we're designed to experience, the abundance that is inherent in creation. It's the blueprint of this universe. One of the primary illusions of that archetype of scarcity around money that keeps us in scarcity is we think it's my money. Like, this is my money. God knows I've said that many times. Or, that's your money. The problem when we start to think of money as, this is my money, then immediately, notice what I do. This is my money. My hand closes. Immediately, I go into a defensive, protective, guarded stance. And if I think of it, that's your money, that's your money, oftentimes what happens, at least for the women I work with, is like, oh well, I can't have that, I can't take that. And again, notice what's happening with my hands. We're blocking. That's not open, that's not flow. See, in the archetype of scarcity, in the world that we live in, when we think of abundance, we think of it like my abundance, like it's an individual experience. It's my money, it's my abundance, it's my life. Individual. But that sense of ourselves as individual and focused only on individual, that's all ego. That's all ego. I'm not saying it's bad or wrong. It's just ego. And we are more than what our heads think we are. We are human beings with a divine spirit. In my Christian tradition, I have been taught that we are made in the likeness of the one who created this vast universe, that the very essence or spirit of the divine, of God, is within me. Even the Jesus example is of an incarnational God. So we are meant to be more than what we think we are. We are mind, we are body, we are spirit. We are unique expressions of the divine here in this world. And we are part of something bigger than just our individual selves. That's how it works. That's part of my new definition of abundance. So what does this mean in terms of that opportunity, that challenge, that invitation we have in front of us over the next few days? I'll get to that. But just one more thing about this my money, your money. This individual, separate experience, my efforts, my money, my abundance, with all of its protection. And notice what my hands are doing. My limitations, my blocking. Notice that we don't ever think that of oxygen. My husband's out in the kitchen right now, and out in the kitchen where he's at breathing oxygen. I was, oh, that's his oxygen. I better not go out there and breathe any of his oxygen. Or, Dan, you can't come in here. This is my oxygen. You can't breathe it. We never, with the life-giving resource we inhale every breath, every moment that we walk this planet, we never once think of it as mine. That we own it, that we possess it, that this is mine and this is yours. Nope, it's just oxygen. We don't even create it. Oxygen was created to give us life, to support us to live full lives by the one who created this universe. We didn't create it. We don't even have to earn it or deserve it. We do get to open to receive it, to receive the life that it gives us. And our bodies know how to use it in ways that support life, spreading that oxygen through our bloodstream into our bodies. And then our bodies also know to exhale what we do not need. The excess, the carbon dioxide that doesn't give us life, actually would be toxic to us, but it does give life to the plants and trees around us. And those plants and trees around us, they release oxygen that gives us life. This is a flow of abundance. We didn't create it, but we participate in it without even consciously thinking about it very often. We receive the oxygen that's here, is made available to us, and we release the carbon dioxide that we don't need, that doesn't support life in us, our well-being, but does create life in the world around us. We didn't create it. We didn't create this universe, but we do play an important role in perpetuating this ongoing flow and availability of the life-giving resource called oxygen and carbon dioxide. Now, if any point in that flow I went, oh, this is my oxygen, I'm going to hold on to it, immediately I start to experience stress, scarcity, defensiveness, constriction. If immediately go, oh, that's your oxygen, so I don't inhale, same thing. If I say, oh, I'm going to inhale enough oxygen for the rest of my life so I'll have enough so I can retire from breathing when I'm 65, immediately I create scarcity. We do not think of it as my oxygen. Even when it comes to breathing, we don't think of saving for the future. We breathe in the moment, trusting in this something bigger, this creation that we're part of, that includes plants and trees, us and other human beings, animals, etc. We trust in the source of life to continue to participate, to say yes to the role we play in the ongoing availability of life-giving resource for the entire world and for us. If the plants and trees do not get enough carbon dioxide for them to grow and thrive, they're not going to be able to release oxygen that allows us to grow and thrive. This is one of the reasons why the degradation of the environment is such an important challenge in our days. It is an existential challenge because we, whether we like to think so or not, we depend on those trees and those plants. If they're not healthy in the ecosystem of our earth, we can't be healthy either. So again, back to the opportunity, the invitation. Money is not mine or yours. It is a resource that we're meant to use to support us to live full, healthy lives. It's also a resource that we're meant to share so as to support life in the world around us. Because when the world around us is flourishing and thriving, then we thrive too. And when we are thriving, we can then give resources to support others too. Abundance is not an individual experience. We will never fully experience the abundance we're meant to experience if it does not include being part of the ongoing creation of abundance and life in the world for plants and trees and animals and other human beings. Like I said, I feel passionate about this. So, this opportunity, if you're like me and my husband, we're going to be getting a stimulus check in the next week or so. Just found out from our accountant, we're also going to be getting a tax refund in the next week or so. Wow. That stimulus check, etc. There's nothing I did to earn that. If anything, it's like I didn't do anything to earn it. Here we are in the midst of a pandemic and an economic crisis, and for the most part, my life has been untouched. I haven't gotten sick. I haven't had COVID. We've been able to eat. My family's been, I have been totally untouched. Not going to say I haven't been impacted. But really, we're fine. And now, more money is coming into us? I told Dan, I said, we're going to be in better shape 1 year later from when lockdown began here in Wisconsin. We're going to be in better shape than we were a year ago. Because of a pandemic? Because of stimulus checks? Talk about gratitude. Talk about realizing I didn't earn this. I didn't deserve this. So the question becomes, what am I going to do with this money? Not my money, not my stimulus check, this stimulus check. Now, I'm clear, Dan, by any financial planner's perspective, they would say, oh, you need to save that for the future. You're way behind on your retirement plan, etc. I'm clear that there are things that we've been wanting to do around the farmhouse that some of that money would be really helpful, maintenance, handling. I'm clear. There's lots of things we'd like to do. Ooh, we can use this for a vacation and all this sort of stuff. And that's what I would have done most of my life. Look at this windfall we, Dan and I, get to use to do fun things for our lives or to use for us. And I never would have even given thought to the impact I could make in the world around me with this money I'm receiving. That's my invitation and challenge to you, my friend. I'm not saying don't enjoy your tax refund, your stimulus. I know maybe if you're like my clients, oh, that's how I'm going to pay off that credit card debt. That's great. Or maybe, oh, now we can get that new couch or we can build that new deck. And that's all great. But really, what portion could you share that you may not get that new couch or deck, but some families who have been hard hit by this pandemic could continue to have a roof over their head, food on the table? What portion of that money could you get? This isn't for me. This is for me to use in ways that support life for me and the world around me, to maybe contribute to a cause that makes a difference in the world, whether that be something that fights racism or systemic poverty or the climate change or environmental degradation that protects the plants and trees and this world that we live in and depend on. I know. It's like, but I want to use it for this and this. I get it. And there's that belief. This is my money. I can do what I want. And you can. But buying a new couch, getting a new dishwasher, I know, they're nice, they're convenient. But they're fleeting in their fulfillment and in their impact. Again, I'm not saying give all of your windfall, stimulus, whatever money away. You may be in a position where it really is like, yay, now we can pay the bills. But I invite you to not think of it as your money to do what you want with, but to see it as, wow, part of the collective abundance, the oxygen that I get to breathe, and really consciously use only what truly supports life for you. And share some of it, more than what your mind might be comfortable sharing, to make a difference, to give life, to create, to contribute to the world around you. Knowing that we've received so we can give. And just like the saying goes, it is in giving that we receive again. But receiving is the first movement. We've received. If you're like me, we're about to receive bonus, grace. Let's use it and share it so that as a result, not only do we get to experience that flow of abundance, trusting in the something bigger that we're part of, we get to be part of creating, perpetuating abundance and life-giving resources for the world, which is for ourselves. So I'm not talking a formulaic tithe. That's great. That's an old spiritual practice around money. Great. I'm inviting you to go, well, I could do that. This is what I'm doing. Well, I could give 400 of it. I could give 200 of it. Well, right now I think I could just give 50 of it. Whatever it is. And then just go a little beyond it. Just a little beyond it. Because to go beyond what your brain says, oh, we can do that. Yep, we'll do that. We'll help with that. That's going to put you into that faith place. Because scarcity ultimately starts up here. When we think, we fear, we won't have enough. And so we hold on or held a little back. And the moment we do that, we've disconnected ourselves and the world from the flow of abundance that we're meant to experience and we're meant to be part of and perpetuate. It's the design of this universe. So I challenge you. Dan and I will be having conversations, and we're going to be giving a significant amount of this money that we've received to places that can make a difference and have others experience more life and abundance in their world as well, that supports this bigger something we're part of. I hope you'll do the same. Because if all of us do just a little bit more than we ever would have thought of doing, or maybe that you didn't even think of doing, all those little bits adds up to making a difference. And whether we ever know it, we'll know it here. Blessings on you, my friend. Thanks for listening.